Seinfeld episode there. Kramer, 2 seconds later. That's how old we are. But man, people are still like Jordan, Brazil, Texas, Japan, Nigeria, Northern Ireland, the Philippines, Melbourne, Australia, Morocco, India, Nepal, Miami. I used to live in Miami for 12 years. What a city. Unbelievable, man. All I did was get in trouble for 12 years. Spokane, Washington, Peru, Portugal, Santa Cruz, good Lord, Medellin, they're still coming in. Denmark, Jeff, we are all over the place. Flint, Michigan, in the house. So how many of you are able to get ESPN right now? Put it in the comments. Is it out or is it working where you are? Because we'll just keep taking everybody on in here and talking about this fight.
Yeah, that's unbelievable that it's down. You know, I mean, this is the biggest pay-per-view that ESPN has hosted. And this is an epic nightmare for them right now. I mean, can you imagine the phone, the phone and the text being good, the phone calls being made right now?
I wonder if ISIS is going to claim responsibility for this.
Yeah.
They claim responsibility for everything else that happens. Silly joke on my part. Don't come after me, guys. I come in peace. But literally, man, like something's got to be going on because I mean, this is crazy, and people are still typing where they're from. Good Lord. Someone said the Milky Way. I think I like that one best. Brooklyn, New York. Yeah, we got Italy. I think we got everywhere, Jeff. Like we've had every continent, every country so far. Maryland, Afghanistan. When's the fight? ESPN's down. Can we watch the fight here? I'm in Taiwan, Panama, Czech Republic, Utah. Hey, Utah. Our MMA Weekly guys will be happy about that. Some of them are from Utah. We got some exciting things coming on the channel, Jeff, too, on YouTube, Facebook. We're doing a ton of things with our programming. And what a way to start the year with Max Holloway's epic performance against Calvin Kattar. Michael Chiesa dominant against Magny on Wednesday, and then today, Chandler Hooker and Conor McGregor. So, yeah, I guess people are still having a lot of trouble with ESPN Plus right now and not able to watch the fight. This is a bummer. I'm getting texted like crazy.
All right, coming up next,
a lot of my friends that jump park around here in Vegas. They all seemingly, you know what's funny is when you're an MMA guy, they all want to text me, Jeff, like I know what's going on. They're like, what's going on with your stupid sport? I can't watch. Like, it's not my fault.
No, I get the same thing, man. People send me text messages and things to me, and they have some grievance with a promotion or I'm like, man, I just cover the sport. I'm not like Mr. MMA. I can't play and be with that. But I know it's me, man. Well, after the way you did, I have to turn my phone to balance because it's going to go ding, 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 no matter
all night long. All night long.
Yeah.
Trending, UFC PPV. Oh wow, the memes are everywhere. Like they're showing Floyd Mayweather with a stack of cash, and the title is ESPN after giant pot money for the UFC pay-per-view. Yep. Oh yeah.
Well, let's hope they get it sorted out, man, because that's going to be a lot of refunds and a lot of angry customers. Because this is the biggest, we're kicking off 2021 with 3 years of baseball, and they all built up to tonight. The return of Conor McGregor, crowning up the #1 contender, Chandler's Octagon debut, and ESPN has experienced problems. It's just unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate for them. It's unfortunate for everybody trying to watch. And it's definitely unfortunate for the UFC.
I wonder if this has anything to do with the surprise Dana said he had for the Pirates. I hope not. I really hope not, because someone just actually tweeted that, and I was looking at it, and I went, whoa, wait a minute. Wow, I wonder, like, if they tried to put some measure of protection in, and it's jacking up everybody's stream.
Well, that's not true. Who knows that? All we know is that we're feeling getting the pay-per-view out to those people who have posted. And there's a lot of angry people tweeting about it and commenting on social media and texting differently. So yeah, we don't know. I'm sure that they'll release a statement at some point explaining if this is a technical issue, if this was some kind of a malicious attack, or if it was a software maybe update gone wrong, or what's going on. Right now, we know that it's both kind of problem.
They'll say you'll get the next one free. Can you imagine people will lose their minds? This is a Conor McGregor fight, man. This is literally like Mike Tyson's in his prime. This is as bad as it gets for them tonight. Well, that's it. We're not going to sit here and bitch all the time. Let's actually do some more toxic Jeff while we wait for it to come back on. But, you know, Conor McGregor literally, you know, you can say people broke the internet. Conor McGregor broke ESPN. That's what they What they should do is put it on free TV. They should put it on free ESPN right now. What they should do. They won't, but they should.
Well, I don't know. You know, who knows what they're going to do if this continues all the way up to the main event. You know, because that's an interesting thing that you just said, because that might be the only way ESPN can save face in this one.
Can you imagine
they're going to have to
pressure that people are under right now?
A lot of money. I'm sorry?
Can you imagine the pressure that people are under right now? Like, billions of dollars are at stake.
Oh, yeah. Oh, jobs are lost, right? I mean, people are already fired. You know what I mean? People are already fired.
Uh-oh, what's going on? What just happened there?
I don't know. There's a round of applause. There's a round of applause for somebody.
Random round of applause. Did it start working?
I don't know.
That was crazy. What? We have our own. This is one of those nights, Jeff Kane. I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to take a minute while we're sitting here and waiting for this to all take shape. I'm going to let everybody know. You see the shirt I'm wearing right here, the shirt that says "Hustle" with the dollar sign. I'm big on the inspirational phrases. I'm big on the shirts that say, "Hey, like, you know, no luck, all hustle," or, you know, all of the motivational, inspirational things you see me posting on social media. And I got to give a shout out to my guys. And we're selling our own official merchandise for Cage Side Seats for me at maineventgroup.com/shop. It's main event with an A, MAINA group.com/shop. You can get shirts just like this. You can get Cage Side Seat shirts. You can get MMA Lifer shirts, and we're just selling. So if you like these shirts, like I like to wear, no luck, all hustle or hustle, just check out that link. Go in and check it out and buy yourself a couple shirts. Look at this shirt right here. Jeff, you like this shirt? I would buy this shirt if I didn't already have it.
I would buy it, but not in black. I like the color.
Coming up next, it is a welterweight match.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I would like that in like a green. I would like that in a dark, like army green.
Dark army green. Now you hear that, Chewy? Dark army green for Jeff Kane. Dark army. I kind of like the dark. The dark army green is great because you get like the camo feel and like you kind of feel like Rambo, which is always cool. But I love to rock the shirts and the clothes with motivational phrases on them, and people are just, you know, literally just in a world gone mad in a year with COVID and people losing everything and money situations have been tough for everyone, and ESPN can't get the fight on for you. It's inspired and motivated.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it. I'd like to hopefully they get sorted out. The fight is still going on. You know, the show must go on. Regardless of the process.
Can't believe you did it. How did you get it? How are you?
I'm not sure I have it anymore. It's kind of just sitting there. But I do know that the fights are going on.
No, unbelievable, man. Really cool. Really cool. I'm going to FaceTime one of my friends. That's what I'm going to do. FaceTime one of my friends right now. I'm literally FaceTime at a place where it works so I can watch it. There, my friend Jeff coming through for me. Shout out to Jeff Picardi back in Connecticut. Because otherwise I would not be able to watch. So I'm literally going to kill this battery. Hope you plug it in, Jeff. So it must be a regional thing. It must be in some parts of the country. And Jeff, I can't talk to you. I'm actually here. But, so we're going to start having FaceTime conversations. Just pointed at the screen, buddy.
Yeah, people divide it depending on what region that you're sending in. And there's multiple ways to order it. And so it looks like it's probably a regional thing if you got a buddy. It's at the hell of a move. Look at the afternoon, too.
Sometimes you got to get creative. Tony Robbins talks about it in his videos. You're not lacking the resources, you're lacking resourcefulness. Well, right now I'm not lacking resources. It's going to take me about an hour, but there's a pretty good fight on right now. And let's see it. Move on right now.
Sanchez and
Sanchez fight. Well, at least I can see it. This is good. We got to be resourceful here. And hopefully they get this fixed so that we can watch the co-main and main event for sure. Otherwise they're going to be refunding a lot of money. But Conor McGregor and Poirier waiting in the wings. Booker and Chandler. Jeff, let's talk about Mike Chandler's UFC debut for a minute, shall we? Here's a guy who, he was filling and was sitting and waiting in the wings, already been through the whole thing on Fight Island, visited to be a Gaethje fight, but he's been a champion in Bellator, he's been around for tons of fights, went to the higher levels of the sport at a very young and early age, great wrestler, very aggressive, very violent. Fans have wanted to see Mike Chandler in the UFC for a long time, and tonight we get to see it, and what an opportunity for him to debut on this card. But when you're talking about Chandler, the levels of this sport are undeniable. We've seen Alvarez come in and be a champion in the UFC, and that was the guy who fought Chandler multiple times. We've seen Justin Gaethje come in from WSOF and become an interim champion in the UFC, so these things have happened. There has been a precedent set, and there's no reason for Mike Chandler or Mike Chandler fans to believe that he won't be able to at least make a run at the title, to compete for it. We've also seen it go the other direction with Will Brooks, who had no luck whatsoever and didn't do anything in the UFC, and was a guy who really did well playing another one from Chandler's big rival, Bellator. So it could go either way.
Yeah, Chandler's a three-time Bellator champion. And so he's one of those guys that's been to the top, lost it, fought his way back, won it back, and he's done that 3 different times. He's been there with high-level opponents, but this is the UFC. It's a different deal. And yeah, we've had people come over from all kinds of organizations to become UFC champions. Rocco from Strikeforce, and Cormier from Strikeforce. Chandler, yeah, Ronda, exactly. Chandler has been one of those guys that he's willing to do in the UFC a long time. Because he's going to protect himself against the best in the world, and it feels like he's one of the best in the world. What's beautiful about tonight is he gets to test that. And we get to figure out where he really falls. We get to answer the questions that we've been asking for years. How would Michael Chandler be in the UFC? Well, we're going to find out tonight. But yeah, it's interesting that, he lost his title to Will Brooks and then kind of fell flat in his UFC, or at least the start of his UFC run. But Chandler's a different animal, man. Chandler's a different animal. He's aggressive, he's got good wrestling, he's got good power. And he's not afraid to go to war. He doesn't actually not afraid to go to war.
Not afraid to go to war.
Yeah, it's a great addition to the UFC. It's a great addition to the UFC. We'll see tonight where he fits next edition.
Yeah, I was going to say, literally, that, when you say not afraid to go to war, that is an understatement. This dude will just come out and go right at you. What he did to Benson Henderson in those fights, just coming right at him, aggressive, violent. It hasn't worked against him in the past, like it did against Patricio Pitbull. And, without a doubt, that did not go in his favor, that aggressive style. Confident shot, you're always running that risk. Conor McGregor always comes out very aggressive like that as well. And Gaethje did it for a long time, and then he kind of pulled back a little bit and got a lot more patience. I really think at this point in time, it was now or never for Mike Chandler. It had to be now, because Mike Chandler is not getting any younger. He's been around a long time. He was born in 1986. He's 34 years of age. So it was legitimately now or never for him. And you don't ever want to be that guy. This is why I think he comes back. Because once you're past the point, you can't go back. You can't go back. And I think that's why I think we'll see keeping it. But for Mike Chandler, if he hadn't come to the UFC now, it's likely that it would never have happened.
I agree. I wish it would have happened a few years ago, honestly. Whenever he was just wrecking people in Bellator. And it's happening now. 33 years old, but usually they're only 30 after turning their career. And so we'll see, but yes, I agree. If he's 36, that door's probably closed. Not necessarily when it's fighting here, but it's probably closed on coming to the UFC and having a successful way.
People are funny in the chat. Conor lost that pain. It's funny. Oh, man. ESPN got that. I wonder if that pirate just said, yeah, you got something for me, that's something for you. Oh, man. Criminals are always one step ahead of the law, right? Gary?
The good ones, the ones that don't get caught. I don't know.
Ocean's 11 is in the middle of this somewhere. The Rat Pack. Which Ocean's 11 is better, the Rat Pack or the Clooney? I gotta go with the Clooney.
Yeah, I gotta go with the Clooney.
Man, I'm excited, Jeff. Either way, and there's gonna be a fight tonight, regardless of whether we can see it or not. I'm actually watching on FaceTime right now. It's a little grainy, but right now I'll take anything. I'll literally take two homeless people fighting in front of my studio right now because I'm jonesing at that.
Hey, it's fight night, man. You got the stream up, so that's good. You know, we're good for the rest of the night. This fight just ended. I think it's going to go into the decision, and then we get into the afternoon of the Marine card. What we're all game for.
McGregor, and handling the full main event. What a dream come true. He's waited a long time to get in the UFC. Just put a bow on that Michael Chandler conversation. He waited a long time to get to the UFC, and for him to have this fight to debut on as a co-main event, this fight card, with all these people trying to watch it, all the people watching, but people all over the world. I mean, this fight card has generated so much buzz, so much attention. You almost feel really good for a dude like Mike Chandler, because he's a guy who has been around forever, and he gets this opportunity against a guy like Wilberger. Wilberger's got a ton of fans as well. I don't know, man. I feel good. Mike Chandler's a great dude. I really like him a lot. I like him a lot, and I've always liked him a lot. He's a good friend of my buddy Sean Charles. Sean Charles used to be the wrestling coach for Arizona State. Ben Askren was actually on his staff, but at the end of the golf tournaments with Ryan Bader and Cain Velasquez and C.B. Dalloway and Sever and Fry and all these legends, ASU Wrestling produced, and Sean Charles was the head coach when Anthony Robles won a national championship there. Bubba Jenkins was on that team, but interestingly enough, when I think about those days, Mike Chandler would show up here, and I'd be like, wait a minute, Mike Chandler did not wrestle at Arizona State University, but he did wrestle at Missouri with Tyrone Woodley for Coach Sean Charles. And so Coach Charles is a really good friend of Mike's, and Mike has done wrestling clinics with Sean over the years that I've been to and covered and interviewed him. And really Stomp of the Year, class act, really cool dude, good guy. But when he gets in the octagon for the first time tonight, if you don't know Mike Chandler, as a fan who only watches the UFC, you're in for a guy who's going to bring you in the fight.
Lucid Spark is the virtual life where you bring Lucid Spark to life. It's simple.
Easy work, right? It's been easy work.
Right. And here comes ESPN back on my TV, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Yes,
this is a fight.
Yes, come on. It's working.
There you go. See, it all works out.
Take back all the
We got just a guy. Just a guy Joe and Carter with, man. It's two veterans, right? This is going to be the number 67 ranked the flyweight.
No doubt, man. And now we are definitely, I'm enjoying my night a lot more now that the fights are back on and where I'm at. And thank you to ESPN for getting that fixed. And man, I'll tell you what, MMA News Live coverage of UFC 257 Victoria McGregor 2 is powered by CBD Emporium, featuring Level Select CBD. Go to cbdemporium.com, Level Select MMA, enter the code MMA50 and get 50% off Level Select Emporium products today. Level Select CBD. Stay in the fight. There's showing too much new Conor McGregor update, Jeff, on the UFC 4 game on EA Sports.
I don't know. Maybe it could say.
Yeah, I kind of like the clean cut Conor. I like the behaved Conor, the matured Conor McGregor. I really like one thing what he's got going on right now. I mean, he's got the kids. They're waiting for him, when he's done with the weigh-ins. It's really exciting when you think about what Conor McGregor has going on in life, because as fight fans, look, you can't get this time back. Like when George retired the first time, I felt really cheated. The second time, he still had a lot to say. When Jordan walked away to play baseball after his father died, we were robbed as fans of some of the greatest basketball we would have ever seen play. Just like with Conor McGregor, gets 46 seconds in the octagon against an overmatched Cowboy Cerrone in 2.5 years, literally. And so that's the prime of his career. And before that, he didn't defend the title. And he took time off to fight Floyd Mayweather. Look, I don't blame him for that. He made all the money in the world to do it. Great for him. But Jeff, as fans, we have not seen a whole lot of Conor in his prime years. You know, and to me, you're going to look back one day and go, man, you know, and you've seen it multiple times in the injury, but this is like just someone who, for whatever reason, whether it was Mayweather, whether it was other things going on in his life, whether he just wasn't staying busy and active, we have not seen a lot of Conor McGregor to really say whether or not he is an all-time great. When he comes back now, he makes another run at and wins another belt, gets a GI trilogy under his belt, becomes champ again as well, and goes on this tear of win streaks, then Conor McGregor should put himself at that level. And don't think for 1 second that all the money in the world is not going to buy that legacy.
No, you can't put it in legacy. Yeah, I mean, athletes don't owe us. Conor had a crazy story, you know. It wasn't too long ago that the body was on public assistance and working a minimum wage job. You know, and then he's all of a sudden famous and a champion. And then he's extremely rich and recognizable everywhere he goes. So, you know, Conor, he's gone through a lot to arrive where he is today. And it looks like he's different. You know, we kind of see, you know, we kind of watched it all play out. We kind of look through this and look at it. But Conor understands that means something to Conor. He wants to be considered one of the greats. He wants to be considered one of the all-timers. John Jones is definitely to be. And so that's important. And yeah, he has it. And I think we're going to see this year, Conor, and maybe even next year, Conor making up for lost time.
Yeah, and I'm having a lot of fun here in the chat. A bunch of my friends are hopping on. We've been promoting it, and you know, we have a lot of fun. We've been doing it with other select people and CBD Emporium and posting, and just, I mean, we got a bunch of people hopping on here. This is a lot of fun, guys. We love it. We're on here for every single UFC fight card. We're going to be streaming live, almost all of them. We're going to be doing live coverage from weigh-ins, live coverage of post-fight press conferences. Every Sunday, we're going to be doing a recap show, and we're going to do a podcast. Jeff and I are going to be bringing you so much coverage of the UFC and in and around the fights. MMA Weekly will be front and center back on Apex in February. We'll be on next week. We'll schedule shows next week as well. Our social media is going up. We're going to have you in the chat. I love this. The numbers are going through the roof right now in the chat. And we love your engagement. Tell us who you think is going to win tonight and how. It's very difficult for us to read anything out of the chat room. Because we worked on Wall Street. Wall Street opens. The phones are going crazy and the traders are everywhere. And, you know, the things up top, the tickers, you can't even watch them. That's the chat.
Yeah, it just flies by. I can't even keep up. You know, anytime I try to focus on one comment, it's gone before I can really read the second half of it. You know. Yeah, this is into the yeah. We're getting into the meat of the card though right now. Now we're getting into the big side.
Yeah, we are. I mean, Jessica, what about an opportunity here for Jessica and Glenn Collins? This is awesome for these two girls. And we're talking about two really good fighters. Jessica I's been around a long time. I actually really like her, man. I don't know what your experience has been. She's from Ohio. You know, she's 34 years of age. She's been around a long time. 24 pro fights. You know, just unbelievable. She's had a streak tour now for a little over a year, more than a year, by the way. But it's big, you know, she's been through so much in her life. So she's the abuse story, the abuse that she suffered from her father, you know, where he was arrested as she was a teenager for abusing her, and it's just proof that I love this sport so much because, you know, the humility, the dedication, the athletes who I've had a chance to get to know over the years, including guys like Henry Cejudo, I've known since evolve in the sport, watching it and being around Ryan Bader as he was just heading into, his career and getting that rise in the UFC and then becoming a double champ in Bellator. Seeing a young Conor McGregor come in, it's really cool because these are great athletes, but they're so humble and the stories are incredible. Just like this guy with the abuse that she suffered. What this sport does for people, Jeff. What you don't have to be better. I train every day and I'm not good at anything, but it does so much for me mentally, spiritually, just to do it. Just to go to that gym every day and feel that camaraderie and be a part of a team. And, most of the people who we see in the MMA gyms, your son does jiu-jitsu. And what a benefit. You train a ton in your life. The benefits of being in the sport and the things that you can overcome in life, the way that the sport helps you do it is just phenomenal. And to me, Jessica is a living, breathing embodiment of just that.
Yeah, I mean, martial arts gives you, it keeps you grounded. It humbles you every day, too, right? I mean, every day you go to the gym to get humbled. Right? If you're not, then you're not going to the right gym. It gives people discipline, it gives them confidence. It's changed people's lives, for sure. I mean, that's why I got Ryan into jiu-jitsu. A couple of reasons. You can beat people up without actually having to hurt them. I like that. And then it's also good for the discipline and the reward of work ethic,
Big wooden thing on that big kick land.
Pace here in round two. Trying to find yourself in the pocket.
Competitive. Both ladies have landed huge shots. Neither one of them were knocking down it. They're just holding their ground and just beating the crap out of each other, which is what we expected, right? Yeah. And to think that this is going to lead into, I think that's why they put this fight where they did on the fight card, because it's going to lead right in the Chandler and Lippy with. We all expect to be exciting and in the main event, right?
Yeah, because, I mean, these girls can fight all night as far as I'm concerned. I'm loving this.
Yeah, this has been action-packed. There's not, there's no one resting in this one, and they're battling inside the clinch with elbows and knees, and then at distance with leg kicks and right hands. Very high output for both of these women.
Yeah, you expect nothing less from a boxer and a Muay Thai fighter. Oh, wow, a big right from eye. Was that the mouthpiece that went flying out? There's blood coming out of the mouth of Calderwood. Was that the mouthpiece that just went flying? Yeah, it was, because Pearson stopped the fight. Yep. Let's pick up the mouth. It went literally flying. Yeah, it did. It went flying. Man, no, it didn't. It was blood. Oh, that's even better.
Wow. Yeah, you're ahead of me just a teeny bit because I was afraid to touch it whenever it was having issues. And now that it started back up, it's a little bit behind you. But yeah, it was blood. That was.
For everyone saying, we should commentate the fights. We like our lives and our place in the sport too much to do that. That's something that's a big no-no.
Yeah, we're not. We can give you a general feeling about what's going on. These two women just threw down for 5 minutes, and with both of them taking heavy damage. And so far, this is fight is enough. But we can't give you play-by-play. I mean, we'll tell you what the finish is, right? I mean, we'll tell you that, they won by knockout, they won by three-day concession. We'll kind of walk you through it, but we cannot do a play-by-play and stay up on YouTube.
No, we can't do that. And, look, just keep coming back to the shows that we do. You'll get all the information you need. You'll see the best interviews on MMA Weekly. You'll see, all the coverage in and around UFC fights, but you won't see play-by-play from us because like we said, place in the sport, we'll be in trouble. It's not something that you can do because of rights and things like that. And a lot of times fans don't know that, and teams in our position in other areas and other places, I see people get upset, ripping on people. There's no reason for that. But I will say that there's rights for and ESPN, they ran a ton of money to UFC to show these fights. You got to be respectful to get violated, but it doesn't mean we can't hang out in the chat and have a great time with all of you here tonight. We've been doing it from the beginning. What an unbelievable night of fights so far. And this one here, Jeff, this is one of the best fights I've seen in a long time. And I say that every week. A lot of different fights. Nice job by Alderman pushing high down to the ground, but she doesn't do it there. Lets her get up. She's having a lot of success with front kicks to the midsection to the legs of Jessica.
Yeah, and this fight has everything. It's Calderwood landed the first kick to the face, and then I think, answered back to the right hand. This is an action-packed back and forth battle of two women who have not been broken yet. I don't know. I think I landed the bigger shot. It looks like her shot is doing more damage than Calderwood. But both, neither one of them look like it.
Go ahead, Tim, sorry.
I mean, neither one of them have been staggered or anything like that, but they can hit big.
Big shot. Oh, nice body shot. Yeah, they're throwing down. The volume, the output in this fight is just phenomenal. They're both 34 years old. They've been in the game a long time. You know, they're not going to get a title shot anytime soon. Amanda Nunes has cleaned out the whole entire planet anyway. It's ridiculous. She's got no one left to fight. But think about it. I mean, there's no one for Amanda Nunes to fight. Let's talk about that because I love Amanda. She's one of my favorite fighters. Always been super cool and sweet to me. I was on UFC Embedded doing a radio phoner with her before she Holly Holm on the Jones Santos card, which I believe was 239. I'm on Embedded. My voice, she's watching the soccer match, the World Cup soccer match, and she was so cute. And she's on the phone doing an interview with me. She's like literally screaming at the TV, and then she goes, "Oh, sorry, I watched the game." And it was just really funny to interact with her. And then when I met her and saw her at media day, I told her that was me, and she apologized again. She's really cool, really sweet, and she's a savage, man. She ended Ronda Rousey. She ended Cyborg in the UFC. She crushed Holly Holm. There isn't a girl alive who's considered a legend in the sport who Amanda Nunes did not violently beat in the cage. Whether it's Holly, whether it's Ronda, whether it's Cyborg, that right there, and she beat Valentina Shevchenko twice. So she's the queen, she's on the throne, and this is a flyweight fight. So obviously not Amanda's division, but it's definitely worth talking about her dominance. This is Valentina's division. Will Valentina go up? But this is not neither one of these girls is going to get a title shot.
Yeah, I mean, Amanda Nunes is amazing, right? She should go. I mean, arguably, considering what she did in different weight classes. I mean, Cyborg was 145 pounds champion since Elite XT days, I mean, that girl held it. And then Amanda comes in and fights this face coming. And then she was able to do the same thing at 135 pounds. She's the reason why there is a flyweight division right now. I mean, it gained somewhere for Valentina, who I think is the second best fighter in the world, and possibly skill set-wise the best fighter in the world. He just can't be Amanda Nunes. But it gave her a division to go and thrive in. It's more suited to their natural weight. And you see these other women, Jessica and Calderwood, going to the flyweight division, and it's such a competitive division, man. 145, 135 pound women is ridiculous.
Yeah, and you had 4 losses in a row, and 5 out of 6, 4 in a row, suffered by Jessica I, and then she turned it around, coming out of that streak and won 3 in a row, and then lost to Valentina, and then she beat Viviana Araújo, who just won her last fight card on Wednesday, and then she was coming off a loss to Cynthia Calvillo. She was the comeback fighter of the year in 2018 with a big takedown toward the end of round 2, finishing up the round with ground and pound for Jessica I to, I think, for sure win that round. So right now, at least according to what we've seen, I would say 2 rounds to none for Jessica I.
Yeah, probably. I didn't watch the first round before, but I believe she definitely won the second. Yeah, this is a really competitive fight. This is a really competitive fight. It's like I saw my colleague out that owned my beer. This is definitely part of the fight.
Yeah, no doubt. And Jeff, I'm sorry if I'm talking over you, buddy. You went in and out a couple times. So in the corners, though, I love watching the corners. And it's one thing that's seeing you see a nice front kick right to the face. Calderwood to I in that round, and I just kind of smiled. Calderwood landed some good shots in that round, punches as well, and then another big-time body kick to the midsection right under the ribs. So high strike volume and output. I love what the UFC did, and they put it in for this year, where they took the beginning of the round with sponsor up above the octagon and graphics. It's super cool. And just kind of a little stat up there with it. So here we go with round 3. That's under 5 minutes left in this fight now between I and Calderwood. And Calderwood and I both coming out swinging in round 3 with Chandler's debut coming up next against Booker, and then the notorious Conor McGregor coming to win.
Yeah, like I said, we have a top of this fight card, and like you said, we had some decisions earlier, and then we had a couple of finishes, but still think of fight, right? This is now I'm excited. I mean, these two women are going to war, and it's just heading into those two meaningful lightweight bouts. The headline, this fight on Conor McGregor's return, Chandler's octagon debut.
Shout out to my buddy Christian who's watching, Christian Jukes. I got a bunch of friends watching. I just saw him, he just hit me up. If you're watching, hit us up. Yeah, some fun. About 4 minutes left in this fight. I followed with the Coco Bane, and just anyone's fight. But these two girls have given the fans, Jeff, the fans, their money's worth tonight. Isn't it nice to see fans there? Quite honestly, so it's not a full.
Yeah, it is nice. I want to see fans there. I enjoy the fans not being there because you have to do the fans and stuff. And I felt like that game fans out of the sport, they probably didn't get this experience before. And having fans back, man, that's the way it should be. That's the way we all enjoy the fight. There we have to do everything. But yeah, it's good to see fans back in the arena.
Yeah, no doubt. Oh, God. It's too bad Rogan doesn't travel anymore. You're missing a little bit without Joe. These guys do a good job. You see in Paul Bell, they're both awesome. In fact, I really have a lot of respect for both those guys. I've gotten to know them. Paul Felder, I got the chance to do an interview with him last January in Vegas at an event. He was working with Brantley and Tequila, friends that I have over there, and it was a lawyer that happened to be staying there. And they said, hey, the marketing girl, Lauren Linehan, is not there anymore. He goes, hey, we've got a couple of UFC fighters in here tonight. It ended up being Luis Harry and Paul Felder. And so I ended up becoming buddies with Felder a little bit, sitting with him at a couple of weigh-ins. This guy is legitimately a big fan, student of the game, and it's no wonder he's been such a great commentator. He's a terrific fighter, number 8 in the world at 55, but he's done a tremendous job in his announcing career. And so the stable of guys that they've brought in, since Joe Rogan has said, hey, I'm only doing the pay-per-views in America, really, kind of giving it a lot of depth there. You see Felder, DC, and Dominic Cruz, and Matt Hardy when he works fights, like Bisping. So ridiculous. He's only doing pay-per-views in the US. That's not a bad thing, but I hate, when there's a big fight and Joe's not on.
Yeah, well, we will become accustomed to it.
Who's Jeff there? Let's see if he pops back on. There's Jeff.
Better than anybody else. Well, yeah, I got this. I'm at the 2-minute mark right now after this round.
Yeah, I'm having this 30. Jeff, it's going in and out, so we'll get Jeff's connection back, I'm sure, in a minute. But meanwhile, check us out on Instagram, MMA Weekly, Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, smash that like button, hit the bell, because we're going to be putting up so much content and programming, you're going to want to hit the bell to know when we're on. Every time we're on, we have almost at the minute mark of this fight. Jim Greasheimer, Jeff Kane, UFC 257, Poirier versus McGregor 2, live coverage on MMA Weekly. Powered by CBD Emporium, featuring Level Select CBD. Go to CBDemporium.com/LevelSelectMMA. Enter the code MMA50 for 50% off Level Select or CBD Emporium products right now, tonight. MMA50, CBDemporium.com/LevelSelectMMA. Level Select CBD. Stay in the fight. Both these girls are doing that. Jeff, I don't know if you're back, but man, this round is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, both of them are wearing the bandage right now. You can see the pictures on both of their faces. She doesn't have white eyes. It's pretty swollen, and then, the blood's been coming out of Connor's mouth since round 2.
Unbelievable. It's just about at the end of the fight right now for me. Fight canceled. McGregor caught COVID. Somebody said in the chat.
Nobody said it. If we going down, that's all we need, right?
What a week, man, to have a fighter removed from the card the day before for giving up wristbands and sneaking people in, shimmying. They were shimmying around balconies to sneak in, hashtag what's in the bag. Man, these two girls literally let it all hang out of there tonight. And Jeff's guy is bleeding from her eye, ironically, her left eye. But what a fight. I mean, I don't know who's going to win this decision. Calderwood clearly saw some openings and a big kick right to the face of eye in that round and big time exchanges and combinations with the fists. And it's looking to me from the way they're showing the highlights without the volume on, most of the highlights are just Calderwood just landed an elbow there in the third round. So knees and midsections, the solar plexus of Jessica Eye, who absorbed a lot of punishment in this fight. So we got, all right,
Yeah, I believe
Calderwood landed a lot more. Oh, she landed a lot more. But the clinch control times for Eye. So Calderwood landed a ton more.
Yeah, it looked like Calderwood definitely, I felt like, won that third round. It's just volume striking. He had Jessica in bad positions and it's just landing repeatedly. We'll see how the judges scored the first 2 rounds.
Here we go. Wow, Buffer's got the pimp jacket on tonight. With the purple silk, like the lavender silk. Oh my god. Beat Bruce Buffer for one night. I used to ring announce and he's almost like a singer in there, but he's amazing. I can see fights without Joe. It was hard getting used to not having Goldie there, but I cannot imagine without Bruce Buffer. UFC without Bruce Buffer. I can't even imagine what it would be like. But Joe does a good job, but yeah, all the way up.
Yeah, I feel like he won the third round. Yeah, I felt like Calderwood had won that third round. The first round was close. The second round, I felt like I landed the heavier strike. Good fight, though. That's fight of the night so far. There's a $50,000 check depending on what happens in the next 2 fights.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Absolutely. So here we go, guys. We're hitting the co-main roll call time. Where you from? Who you got? Chandler or Hooker? Let's throw it up there right now in the chat, right here on MMA Weekly. Who you taking in this co-main event? Will it be the violence, the wrestling, the striking of Michael Chandler, or will it be Dan Hooker, number 6 in the world, from City Kickboxing in New Zealand, from Tiger Muay Thai, the striking, the kickboxing, unbelievable skill, striking-wise for Hooker. Now, Hooker does have the height advantage and the reach advantage, a significant height advantage in this fight.
Yeah, Michael Chandler's under a lot of pressure. He's just one real quick he finally gets to make that walk to the octagon. This is a big moment for Michael Chandler. Big moment for Dan Hooker.
Yeah, no doubt. And watching him just KO James Diggs, speaking of Hooker, his fight against Felder last year, and I interviewed Paul Felder right before this fight, a little less than a month before. But to see what Hooker went on and did in that fight, returned him the shot against Poirier, and that Poirier fight was fight of the night. One of our fights of the year here on MMA Weekly, as a matter of fact. And one of the reasons you and I, Jeff, loved that fight with Poirier so much was the way that Poirier just gave everything he had to Hooker. The striking, the grappling, every single thing a great, accomplished, champion-level fighter that Poirier could throw at him. Hooker took all of it and kept on coming. And at the end of the fight, it was clear that Poirier was a unanimous decision. But Hooker made a great representation of himself and made a lot of fans that night, but also showed that he belongs at the top of the division. And whether or not he gets a title shot in the near future or not, we're going to see a lot of big-time fights in his future. He's 30 years old. He's right there in his prime right now. He's training with Adesanya. He's training with Volkanovski. He's got the great Eugene Berman as a coach. And this is something that he's been waiting a long time. He's on Fight Island. He's welcoming Mike Chandler in. He feels like this is a really good matchup for him. So if he's able to get a title shot based on a win over Chandler without having to beat a Gaethje or an Oliveira or someone who's been doing it in the UFC, probably saw that opportunity and said, hey, I'm going to take this right now. When no one else wanted to fight Michael Chandler, because Chandler's not ranked. It really doesn't do a lot for you to get a win here.
Yeah, this is the Hooker saw this as a big opportunity because Chandler was billed to be the backup for the title fight with Gaethje and Khabib. And so he saw this as an opportunity. Plus, he's coming off of a loss. And so he can kind of get Michael Chandler out of the way, spoil Michael Chandler's UFC debut. But what I liked about the Hooker-Poirier fight so much was how well-rounded both of them were in the fight. Everything took place in that fight, from grappling exchanges to takedowns to, sprawls and the clinch work and elbows and punches and knees and kicks. Everything happened in that fight. That's what was so impressive about that fight. And Hooker, we got to see how well-rounded Hooker is, even though he lost,
Yeah, without a doubt. And well-rounded is a good way to put it. And you think about the shows coming up: Burns and Usman, Blachowicz, Adesanya, Nunes, Anderson, Jan Sterling, Volkanovski, Ortega, Stipe and Ngannou, Blades and Lewis coming up. I mean, just the fights are absurd, absolutely absurd. The lineup that the UFC has put together for these next couple of months, Jeff, after a week off next week. You got Holloway's performance started off here with 3 fights in 1 week on Fight Island. You get Chandler's debut, McGregor's comeback against Poirier. You get the 1 week off, and in February you got a bunch of fight nights with the Burns Usman pay-per-view. You get 2 pay-per-views in March, and man, I just looking at the March schedule right now, it's just crazy. Absolutely, all these fights, oh, please God, all these fights happening, crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, Green, I mean, we're booked up through the end of March, and they're all ridiculously.
No, Jeff, there you go. We lost you for another second, guys. It's still weird seeing the commentators social distance where they're sitting in different parts of the building and the camera shots are lined up next to one another, but they've done a great job with it. And just seeing the fans in the background, Jeff, look at that. Look at that beautiful sight. And then normally we'd be going, if it were fans in it, this was just a show, like COVID had never happened, we'd go, man, this place is empty. But just to see some fans in there, I can't wait. Fauci says that by the end of the year, we'll have full crowds. I'll tell you what, if we get credentialed for Conor to be in Moscow, you have to come with me. You have to come with me. We have to go to Moscow together.
Russia's scares me, man. I'll go to Moscow. Yeah, I'm willing to go get a fight anyway, man. But yeah, it's good to see the fans in there. And soccer countries, it's going to all depend on the vaccine rollout and how many people we can get vaccinated in a short amount of time. And then hopefully convince those people who feel like the vaccine is not real or they're artificial and stuff to actually take the vaccine.
Comes back, FC Octagon, who's been out for a long time, with 46 seconds or 2 years of cage time. And man, I'm really excited to see the Notorious come back. I'm so pumped to see what Poirier has to offer. Remember, as we see Poirier walking in, we see Poirier walking in the arena right now on the screen. But when I look at these two guys against the rematch and they fought in 2013, to me, as I watched the event, and I'm just gonna say it seemed to me like Poirier was trying to convince himself a couple of times that he was ready for this fight, that he was not ready for it, but a couple of things that he said, like he's in the background being very in the back, waiting to go out for weigh-ins and talking to one of the UFC guys and one of his coaches. Oh yeah, I'm ready. Oh yeah, man, I want to scrap. I got a big scrap. I'm ready. And it almost sounded like he was trying to convince himself. Meanwhile, Conor McGregor never needs any convincing. He's walking in his crisp and clean and fresh suit, getting out of the Rolls Royce, walking into the arena. Conor McGregor struts into every building like he owns the place. And usually it's because he does. You know what I mean? I don't mean literally. I mean, it's his building, it's his fight night, it's his fight card, it's the Conor McGregor fight.
Yeah, it's hard to put a lot of meaning into it. Like, you can totally be overconfident and that hurts you. And then, there's fighters like Tito Ortiz that throw up before every fight. He told Belfort to look down trying.
I think Jeff's streaming out of here. We're having trouble in Kentucky. Oh, is he back? We missed all that, Jeff.
Well, I was saying that it's hard to read much into those things. That, some fighters get really nervous and some don't.
Yeah, no doubt. Jeff Cage, Jim Greasehover, UFC 257. Poirier versus McGregor 2, powered by CBD Emporium, featuring Level Select CBD. You get 50% off right now with the code MMA50 at cbdemporium.com/levelselectmma.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct.
like we're online, everybody. We're on the air. It's UFC 257, the party of the year. I'm Matt Ryan. That's Harry Turchanian. It is a brand new year, and we are starting things off. Harold, you looking svelte, me looking like a taxidermy victim, and Conor McGregor fighting tonight in the main event of UFC 257.
Biggest fight of 2021. I know that's a joke because we're only a month in, but it might be the biggest fight. Anytime Conor McGregor fights, it has the potential to...
A MMA 50 at cbdemporium.com/select-MMA. Same brand I use.
Once a year, apparently. And we get Conor McGregor, so take it where we can get it. Against Dustin Poirier for the second time. The rematch. UFC 257 from Abu Dhabi.
Yes, and there's a crowd, there's a house tonight.
Yes.
Harry will be able to hear them as Matt Frivola gets caught by Sarukian in a takedown attempt at Weird 205. Matt Frivola looking like the Conor McGregor stunt double, the NWO Sting of the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Very Armenian haircut. I should know. It's a very West Coast haircut. Sure. That's the type of analysis you're going to get.
Oh yeah, definitely. We have notes, but most of them have been written by my dog and or Danny White.
Yeah. We're warming up here. Technically, we're not on the clock. You show up at work, right? And you accidentally show up like 15 minutes early or whatever. And your boss is like, hey, what are you doing? You're like,
not yet. That's what this is right now.
That's what this is. This is the warm-up to make sure everything is going good. You still have time to order UFC 257 exclusively on ESPN+.
And if you're watching us now across the Combat Culture Network, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Someone body stomped in our YouTube chat asking what was some airman. I also would like to do about that.
Body Stomp, great band. Underrated. It's a shame what happened at that nightclub in Massachusetts. It really could have been better. Body Stomp, it's good. It was probably not shot. That was the weird part about Body Stomp's career. A simple detector. Check your detectors. You learned nothing else tonight on our UFC 257 coverage. Check the batteries on your carbon monoxide
and for all of you asking, when's the fight? When are we going to see the fight? Can we see the fight
Why
now?
are we seeing the fight now? Are you working on showing us the fight?
See, not only has Dana White threatened anybody who's going to illegally stream the fight, we cannot do that because A, we'll get a kick off the whole platform. B, it's not true.
Yeah.
And C, we're here to hang out with you guys. It's a party. We're calling the fights. We're having a conversation with you. So if you're watching the fights, or you're missing the fights and you can't drop the $70. It's $65.99 or whatever. It's $70 with tax. I learned that the hard way every single month.
You had no idea. Well, we do have a link again in our description. Drive to the fighters. Okay, for taking it yourself. We will not be showing the fights, but we love it when you ask.
Yes.
Stephanie in the chat loves it.
Especially with all the people watching tonight.
Yes.
She's gonna murder us as soon as we go off.
You might see that she's like agitated when she.
No, she is. She certainly is. Jody Rowley asking, why is Haggard commentating the UFC?
Haggard? Oh, that's what is Haggard? There we go. Yeah. I was never into the Harry Potter thing. I was in college at the time. I was doing college growing up.
We went to NYU. That's not college. But we went to the same school.
That's true. Yeah, but it was New York City. I didn't do any party. NYU was not party in school.
No, well,
but
there are a lot of drug dealers there. Shout out to Clumsy G donating $4.99 for the cause.
Same brand Triple C. Saludo uses Level Select MMA, Level Select CBD. Stay in the fight. And you know what? Dan Hooker is about to get the fight taken to him, Jeff, in a major way by Michael Chandler. Hey, let me just say this, guys. Let this sink in. Let this sink in. Michael Chandler is about to walk to the octagon.
It's clear that his whole career was building up from this moment. You know, and it's just cool. It's a big opportunity for both of these guys.
Yeah, the octagon there's no spectacle in sports like an octagon. When you go to a UFC event, Dana always says, and I always knew once I brought someone to a live event, they didn't have no chance to say no to me on anything I wanted. And it's true, because the Octagon in all its glory, in the middle of an arena, there's no sight like it. Lights, shows they put on AL3. Shout out Albert, my boy. AL3, the UFC DJ, does an incredible job. Girls, the lighting, the presentation on television is one thing, but to actually go to an event and see what it's like in person. I would encourage every single one of you as soon as you get the chance to go to a UFC event. And just that shot they just showed of the Octagon in the middle of the arena in Abu Dhabi, just unbelievable. As we taking some peeks here at Mike Chandler's training, getting ready for this fight, man. He might be a 55er, but he hits like a truck. So he literally hits like a truck. And you've seen Mike Chandler for years. Jeff, what would you say? You've been covering the sport forever. You go first. How would you describe Mike Chandler to a fan who's never seen a fight before?
Chandler is very aggressive, brawler, wrestler. He was not that power motor, and he's always moving forward.
Yeah, I like the way you described it. I mean, I wouldn't add anything to that. You did a great job. Violence, bad intentions, very high output, great cardio, a wrestler, a great college wrestler, and just a three-time Bellator champion. Look, his last loss was to Patricio Pitbull at Bellator 221 on May 11th of 2019. And Brent Primus before that, it was actually a doctor stoppage though, June 24th of 2017. So a doctor stoppage is, he lost 2 in a row to Will Brooks and then one to Eddie Alvarez before that. But crazy, man. When you're thinking about the wins that he's had in his career, he's beaten the best in Bellator, including 2 times he's beaten Benson Henderson, former UFC champ. People can say what they want about Benson. He's older now. Maybe he's not the same Benson Henderson. I love Benson. I mean, Benson's been, my guy for a long time. When I first got into the MMA game after all those years in the other sports, he never said no to an interview. He never said no to a phone call, or at least that I know of. And he and John Crouch have been really cool to me for a long time. But Chandler beat him twice. And Michael Chandler has not faced the best competition in the world because he hasn't been in the UFC. Now he comes in and gets Dan Hooker. And Jeff, they were just showing some of the highlights of Hooker against Poirier, and I forget some of the combos that Hooker was just touching, dusting up with. I mean, Poirier's a tough dude. Hooker was just blasting him several times in that fight, and he's got no quitting him. He went all the way the distance with Poirier. Michael Chandler has his hands full in a major way for his debut right now.
I agree. Hooker's a tough out for anyone.
All right, Michael Chandler making the walk to the octagon right now.